The All-Star game has come and gone, and to start the second half, it's Tim Wakefield who kicks it off. It's game one of a four-game series between the Texas Rangers and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to the second half of the season for the Red Sox. The Texas Rangers are in town. I think most heading into this year felt like the best team coming out of the American League West, at least most improved, might be the Seattle Mariners, but it's been the Texas Rangers. They have a 4.5-game lead atop the American League West, playing very good baseball. Texas has been successful in all parts of their game this year. They have the second-best average in the American League. 4 players in tonight's lineup with over a 300 average. They're fourth in stolen bases, led by Elvis Andrus with 23. Their team ERA enters the night 5th in the AL, and they're third in opponent average. This with just one start from their recently acquired Cliff Lee, whose acquisition gives the Rangers 6 different All-Stars. We welcome in Jerry Remy. And Jerry, the second half starting off a lot like the first half of the Red Sox, as far as the injuries go, the way it ended.
It really is, just like Sunday in Toronto before they had the All-Star break. Of course, without tonight Adrian Beltre, but that's not going to be for a long period of time. But it is much the same, Don, until they get some of these guys back. And what they have to continue to do is play the type of baseball they were playing. Very competitive baseball, get good pitching, stay within striking distance of the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. And gradually all these guys are going to start to come back one by one. And once they do, that's like making a bunch of trades for your ball club. So just stay competitive, pitch well, play the game the way it's supposed to be played, stay in striking distance, and good things will happen.
Before the game, manager Terry Francona was asked about the first half of the season.
April was a tough month for us. For me, too. I mean, there was a lot of things happening that didn't go very well. But we fought through some of that, and I think now we've reached a point where, again, we don't know what's going to happen. There's no guarantees, but I like the way we go about our business.
Terry Francona was brought to you by Bigelow Tea, Terry Francona's green tea of choice. Well, tonight, the Red Sox will be dealing with Tommy Hunter, who's on the hill for the Texas Rangers. He's 5-0 with a 2.34 ERA. We're back. First pitch from Fenway right after this. To you by Southwest Airlines, your New England Subaru dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, your New England Ford dealers, AT&T, KM Natural Casing Franks, Land Rover, and by Bermuda Tourism. And welcome to Fenway Park. Tim Wakefield, as always, ready to go as Elvis Andrus stands in on the right side. And the first pitch of this one misses outside, ball one. The starting pitcher, he is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Tim Wakefield's 19th appearance, his 15th start of the year. Comes in with a 3-7 record into tonight's start, a 5.22 earned run average. He's logged an even 100 innings. And opponents hitting at 264 against Tim Wakefield. Against Texas, he is 10-15 in his career. It's not one of the better teams that he's dealt with record-wise over the years. 10-15 against Texas. With a 6.09 ERA against the Rangers. In there for strike two, it's 2-2. Elvis Andrus hitting at 280. No home runs, 25 runs batted in. That's in there for strike three. Andrus not buying it. Good start for Tim Wakefield.
Elvis Andrus turned around and saw that ball almost on the ground, but it's where it goes across home plate. Boy, did that ball dip a lot. And when Andrus turned around and saw it, he was stunned that it was a strike.
So a good start for Wakefield. One down here in the first inning, and Michael Young, the batter. Per usual, the batting average is over 300 for Young, former batting champion. And it was just over 300 right now at 301. 12 homers and 54 runs batted in. Off the end of the bat, foul to the right, and it's 1-1. Had a 5-game hitting streak come to an end on Sunday. And his average is actually the lowest right now that it's been since May 18th. He's 8 for his last 44. As that drops in for strike two, you just saw Ron Washington, who's the manager of these Texas Rangers, and I think most felt the Rangers needed to get off to a good start for Washington to keep his job in Texas. Well, they have done that, and they're in first place by 4.5 games atop the American League West, and they're getting better with the addition of Cliff Lee. Look at the numbers for Washington during his tenure with the Rangers, which now spans 4 seasons.
Well, their pitching was already pretty good, but then the addition of Cliff Lee has made them a lot better.
Swing and a miss. It gets away from Cash briefly. Clears the runner and fires to first. 2 down. 2 strikeouts for Wakefield as we check out the Rangers starting 9. Elvis Andrus at shortstop with Michael Young at third base. Ian Kinsler's at second. Vladimir Guerrero, the DH, having a great bounce-back season. Josh Hamilton is in left field with Nelson Cruz in right. It is Benji Molina doing the catching, batting 7th with Chris Davis at first base. And Julio Bourbon is in center field. He bats 9th.
Don, apparently they call that a foul ball because Michael Young is getting back in the batter's box.
Terry Francona out to argue it.
Take one more look on replay. Was there contact? It didn't look like it.
If Young thought so, why would he run?
Why did he run the first base?
So the count, as he now grounds one through the left side into left field, a base hit. So instead of a strikeout, getting another chance is Michael Young, and he singles to left. Much better option for Young.
There's the knuckleball again from Wakefield. The top spin ground ball between third and short for the base hit. Bill Hall down at third base tonight, replacing Adrian Beltre.
So a one-out single as you get into the heart of this Texas Rangers order now. And it is Ian Kinsler with a .310 batting average. 4 homers and 30 runs batted in. Named to the All-Star team for the second time in 3 years. And fouls it straight back.
Looks like Kinsler going for the downs on that first swing. 2 for 13 in his career with 1 home run against Wakefield. And you see right now on a 7-game hitting streak.
Good numbers along the way for him during the streak. He sits safely in 17 of the last 19 games. And there's strike 2, 0-2. Ranks third in the American League in on-base percentage at .408 heading into tonight's action. And it's now been 46 straight starts that he has batted in the number 3 spot in the orders. He gets a piece of that, fouls it off. He started 63 of 66 games at second base since being activated from the DL back on April 30th. Had been sidelined with a high right ankle sprain. And there's a check at first on Young, who's back to the bag.
Young so far this season, 3 steals on the season. He has been caught twice.
Kinsler lines it to right, and headed to third base is Michael Young. Over to play it is Drew. And stopping at first is Kinsler. It's first and third now. 1 out for the Rangers. And the complexion of this inning has changed very quickly.
Good job there of Kinsler staying back on the knuckleball of Tim Wakefield and slapping that outside pitch. Probably not a strike, probably away, but slaps it to the opposite field for the base hit. So first and third for Texas with the 1 out.
At the corner is with 1 away for Vladimir Guerrero. As Kinsler ups his hitting streak to 8 games now at 414. Guerrero slaps it on the ground through the right side into right field, a base hit. Michael Young scores from third. Throw to third is not going to be in time. And the Texas Rangers have scored the game's first run. It's happened fast, and they lead it 1-0. And the guy that scores, Wakefield thought he had struck out for out number 2 of the inning.
Well, Guerrero has always had great success against Tim Wakefield. 435 coming into the game. And he goes the opposite way against the knuckleball. Picks up his 76th RBI of the season. Puts him 1 behind Miguel Cabrera for the top spot in the American League.
So first and third, 1 out. And Josh Hamilton, the batter. Third consecutive season that he has been selected as a starter for the All-Star team. He's a leading vote getter among American League outfielders. And why not? Look at these numbers. 346, 22 homers, 64 runs batted in. 11 home runs in his last 29 games. As the pitch and evens account at 1-1. The American League Player of the Month for June, hit 454 in June. Runner goes as Hamilton lines one down the right field line. It's a fair ball. And they'll score Kinsler from third. Guerrero will be stopped at third as Hamilton's into second with an RBI double. And the Texas Rangers right out of the gate have a 2-0 lead.
Like Hamilton jammed a little bit on this knuckleball from Wakefield. It's inside, but he's able to get his hands in far enough to keep that ball in a fair territory down that right field line. So Hamilton picks up his 65th RBI, his 26th double of the season.
You know, Tim Wakefield thought that he had Michael Young struck out, and to be honest, Jerry, Michael Young thought the same thing because he was running to first base.
Yeah, he didn't even look for a sign. He was running down to first base.
If you think you foul tipped it, you're not likely to start running.
He wasn't even close to foul tipping that ball.
So instead of striking out, being thrown out with the put out going 2-3, he gets another chance, singles, and scores one of 2 runs already scored in the inning for Texas. Now a base hit into center field for Nelson Cruz. Guerrero will score. Here comes Hamilton. The throw is cut off, and the Texas Rangers have a 4-0 lead in the first inning.
I'll say one thing. The Texas Rangers aren't waiting around, are they? They're swinging early and often against Tim Wakefield. Nelson Cruz is now 3 for 3 in his career against Wakefield. Right back up the middle. 2-run score, and that quickly you got a 4-0 ball game.
One out in the inning. Cruz at first base, and Benji Molina standing in. First to check at first and back is Cruz.
Cruz can run. He's got 9 steals.
We saw Benji Molina when the Red Sox are on the West Coast taking on the Giants. Comes to the Rangers in a 3-player deal. Back on July 1st, he hits at 174. And takes a pitch up, and the numbers with Texas have not been good. 4 for 23 with 2 walks in 7 games, and tonight marks his 8th start behind the plate. The last 5 games, he's had plenty of chances with runners in scoring position. Is just 2 for 17. It's a high fly ball to left field. Nava back, looking up, and it's gone into the monster seats. 2-run home run for Benji Molina. A 6-0 Texas Rangers lead in the first inning. What a start to the second half for Ron Washington and the Rangers.
Well, that is the first home run Molina has had in a Texas uniform, his 4th overall. So the Texas Rangers are swinging out of the All-Star break. Knuckleball stayed up about belt high, and Molina loses it in the monster seats.
The 8th member of the Rangers to bat in the first, Chris Davis. It's a fly ball to center. Cameron coming in, and he'll dive to make the catch in center. 2 down.
Red Sox defense is brought to you by Verizon Wireless. They're 6th in the American League. Bill Hall will be at third base. Marco Scutero, the shortstop. Eric Patterson at second and Kevin Youkilis at first. Left to right, Daniel Nava, Mike Cameron, and J.D. Drew, and Kevin Cash doing the catching.
2 down in the first for Julio Bourbon, who takes strike 1 over the inside corner. Action already. Robert Manuel is first up, the right-hander. That's in there for strike 2. It's 0-2. One of these tough decisions for Terry Francona. He knows full well that Tim Wakefield can calm down and give you 5 or 6 more strong innings and all of a sudden figure it out. And quickly does here as he strikes out Bourbon to end the inning. What an inning it was for the Rangers. They scored 6 times. The Red Sox are coming up. Rangers score 6 times in the first inning. As we check out the Red Sox starting lineup, is brought to you by New England Chevy Dealers. Marco Scutero leads it off at shortstop with Eric Patterson at second base. David Ortiz, the home run derby champion. The DH bats third with Kevin Youkilis at first. J.D. Drew in right field. Daniel Nava in left. Mike Cameron in center. Bill Hall at third base tonight, and Kevin Cash doing the catching. First pitch to Marco Scudero's low for ball one from Tommy Hunter. He is 5-0 with a 2.34 earned run average coming in. Oh, it's sitting at 247 against Hunter. In there for strike one, 1-1. Start opened a 4-game series against the Orioles and got a no decision 6-inning effort, but he gave up 3 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Did give up 2 home runs to 85 pitches. Just off the plate, and it's 2-1. And he's got some kind of lead right out of the gate tonight.
That's the cut fastball he'll throw. Also, the straight fastball and the cut fastball, along with the breaking ball and changeup.
It was 2-1. Is in the air to short right field. Out goes Kinsler. In comes Cruz. And it's Cruz who ends up in foul ground to make the catch.
The defense for the Texas Rangers, they're 8th in the American League with 56 errors on the season. Michael Young will be at third base. Elvis Andrus to shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. And Chris Davis over at first. Left to right, Josh Hamilton, Julio Bourbon, and Nelson Cruz. And Benji Molina doing the catching, the winner of 2 Gold Gloves in his career.
Umpiring crew tonight, Bruce Dreckman has the play calling balls and strikes with Paul Emmel at first base, Bill Hahn at second base, and Gary Darling, the crew chief, is the umpire at third. 1 out for Eric Patterson on the start at second base as he takes strike 1. Patterson between Oakland and Boston, a .217 average. 6 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Of course, 2 homers coming in the same game in a Red Sox uniform. Kinsler at second takes care of Patterson, and there's 2 quick outs. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Great to be back at Fenway Park, however short it will be for the Red Sox, home for 4 games. And then out to the West Coast for 10 with David Ortiz, a home run derby champion in the All-Star festivities, able to beat out former Red Sox shortstop Hanley Ramirez in the final round. As David takes ball 1, he started slow, Jerry. I was a little concerned early that he wasn't going to get to that next round. He ends up getting all the way and winning it.
Yeah, it's quite a show put on by he and Hanley Ramirez in that home run derby.
There's ball 2, 2-0.
How about Corey Hott, the first round he had, but then had to sit around for about an hour and a half.
It was unbelievable. He waited like 90 minutes. You're right. But that first round was impressive. Generally, there was one round that really stands out, even a guy who does not win. I remember Josh Hamilton having that situation, kind of run out of gas after a while. Ortiz chops it foul outside of first. A look on Monday night. And of course, he had Tony Pena throwing to him, and just some bombs at Angel Stadium, all part of the victory, the hoisting of the trophy. The home run derby champion David Ortiz. And really, for David Ortiz, you think about it, it's hard to imagine that he was going to be an all-star after the first month of the year. Proved everybody wrong during the course of the season, and it's just kind of icing on the cake for him personally to have won that derby as well in the All-Star game.
Yeah, he wanted to be in that, and he wanted to win that.
On the ground, right side, it's Davis, the first baseman, to Hunter, the pitcher, and the Red Sox are gone quickly in the first. 10-pitch inning, it's a 6-0 Rangers lead. 6-0, the Texas Rangers on 6 hits. Quite an attack in the first inning. Leaded 6-0 into the second. We go, and 9 Rangers came to bat as Elvis Andrus struck out to begin the first inning. One of 2 strikeouts in the first for Tim Wakefield. Andrus this time skies one to right field. J.D. Drew is there. He makes the catch for the first out of the second inning.
Top flight European soccer comes to Fenway on July 21st at 8 p.m. Celtic FC of the English Premier League will take on Sporting Club de Portugal from the Portuguese League. Tickets are on sale at tickets.com/football at Fenway.
One down in the second inning as Michael Young stands in, and this one grounded back to Wakefield, who flips to first, and there's 2 quick outs in this inning. The kind of thing I was talking about last inning, Jerry, as far as Tim Wakefield goes. Craig Francona knows all too well that Wakefield can turn it around in a hurry and log maybe 5 or 6 more innings.
Yeah, very difficult to manage a knuckleball pitch just because of what you said, Don. You know, it can come quickly, it can go quickly. It's very tough for that bullpen. You know, you get 6 quick ones in the first, but yet the confidence that he can come back and shut him down for 5 or 6.
Wakefield's first innings, too, this year have been very good. He's given up 1 earned run prior to the start tonight. 2 runs total, but 1 earned run in the first. So this is totally out of character here in the first inning. As Kinsler grounds one to third, and in fact here, a very speedy 5-pitch second inning for Tim Wakefield. It's 6-0 Texas. Last of the second inning is Kevin Youkilis leads it off for Boston, trying to dig their way out of a 6-run hole here. The Rangers scoring 6 times in the first. Youkilis, Drew, and Nava in the second inning. As Youkilis takes a look at a pitch just outside. Finished up the unofficial first half at 293. 18 homers and 57 runs batted in. Fly ball center field. Bourbon back to the dirt of the track to make the catch for the first out here in the second inning. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. One out in the second inning, and it brings up J.D. Drew. Drew wrapping up the First half, slowly, he was 2 for 11 in the series against the Blue Jays. At 275, 10 home runs, 42 runs batted in for the entire season. On the ground towards third base, Michael Young, a step or two to his left, and guns across to get Drew, 2 down.
How fast did those 3 days go by?
Real quick.
Unbelievable. And you can imagine for the All-Stars who participated, and there were plenty of All-Stars on both these teams, the Texas Rangers and the Red Sox. It's like not even having a break at all.
No, especially having to go to the West Coast,
right,
and then come back. And, of course, just the 4 days here. And for the participants for the Red Sox, had to right back out again to the West Coast on Sunday after they wrap up this 4-game series against Texas.
Texas Rangers had kind of a mini workout here early this afternoon, about 2 o'clock. Red Sox had an optional workout last night at 6 o'clock here at Fenway Park.
Daniel Nava checking in at 300 with a home run, 16 runs batted in. Understand you had a successful All-Star party as usual.
Very nice time. We did. We had a nice time. Louis Tiant was there. Ken Hodge of the Bruins. Nice group of people, and hopefully everybody had a good time that night.
It's outside to Nava, 2-1.
It's always fun at those parties when they introduce the Red Sox line up at on the base pads, and of course they get the biggest ovation. The Yankees get booed.
Well, I think that's our first Arizona sign of the year. As the pitch misses outside, 3-1. Scottsdale, Arizona, represented here tonight at Fenway Park. Wally Cherry in the desert.
By the cactus.
Nava fouls it off, full count. Cameron waiting on deck. 2 outs here in the second inning. 5 in a row retired by Tommy Hunter out of the gate. Rangers pitching staff that has been very good this year. They're 5th in earned run average, 3.97 ERA. It's been one of the bigger keys for them as this one is fouled off.
Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities.
Ball 4, and Nava worked hard for that. First base runner of the night for Boston comes with 2 outs in the second inning.
And Nava really hasn't walked very much since being up with the Red Sox. That's only his 7th walk since joining Boston.
So 2 down, Nava at first base, and Mike Cameron coming up. Cameron at 283, 3 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Before the break, played in 3 straight games, which was kind of a test for him as he continues to be a little bit uncomfortable with the ad situation, playing through some pain, and kind of forced to, with the Red Sox outfit situation being what it is, and able to play 3 games in a row right before the break. On the ground and through into left field, a base hit. First hit of the night for the Red Sox belongs to Mike Cameron as the Red Sox try to get something going here with 2 down in the second inning.
Yeah, Mike has been swinging the bat pretty well, too, recently for the Red Sox. 7 for his last 15 now after this base hit. Hits an inside fastball and finds that hole between third base and shortstop.
Two on, 2 down, and Bill Hall, who gets a start at third base tonight, stands in on the right side, and again shows his great versatility, which has been on display all season in the Red Sox uniform. frame by Molina that called the ball. And Bruce Dreckman, after wanted it. See where it ended up.
Looked like a pretty good pitch, maybe a little bit low. Well, I guess not.
You understand Hunter's dismay after looking at that. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach for the Texas Rangers, done a fabulous job with Texas. It's outside ball 2-2-0. Two career starts for Hunter against the Red Sox. Splitting decisions, 1-1 with an 11.74 earned run average against Boston. Lost one of those games, 10-0, August 14th of 08. Was outdueled by Josh Beckett. Had a complete game in that effort. And the numbers would work 6 innings, giving up 1 run in the second outing, the win. Is on the ground as shortstop. Andrus to second for the force out that concludes the second inning. We're through 2 from the Fens at 6-0 Rangers. Into center field on the first pitch of the inning. Vladimir Guerrero right after that first pitch, now waiting around. He and the Rangers have been extremely aggressive in dealing with Tim Wakefield through the first 2. Guerrero's got his second hit already of the night.
Yeah, Vladdy takes this one up the middle. First time he went to the opposite field. This time goes back up the middle for the base hit. Because he doesn't wait around long for anybody.
Key matchup brought to you by New England Acura dealers. Updated numbers, now hitting at .480 against Tim Wakefield. Knuckleball's not been a problem for him. He takes off as this one is by Hall and into left field. Guerrero will take third base as Hamilton reaches at first. And it's first and third now, nobody out.
Hamilton slicing this ball to the backhand of Bill Hall down at third base. And quickly gets by him. Again, swinging at the first pitch against Wakefield.
They have not yet declared it a hit or an error, and now they have it as an error. Charged to Bill Hall. It is just his second appearance at third base this year and his first start at third base. He's come into a game and taken over at third base previously this year, but first start at third and charged with the miscue. And first and third, nobody out, and Nelson Cruz. It's a high fly ball to deep center field. Cameron going back. It's off the wall. It'll score Guerrero from third. Hamilton is stopped at third. It's an RBI wall ball double for Cruz. And it's a 7-0 Texas Rangers lead.
I'm sure that'll get action again very quickly in that Red Sox bullpen. See Terry Francona telling the catcher Kevin Cash to go talk to Wakefield. They want to waste some time here as Robert Manuel loosens up for Boston. Once again, the first pitch. This time off the center field wall. Right at the bottom of the base of the wall. And with nobody out, they hold that runner at third base. Hamilton, 1 run scores.
Second and third, nobody out. And now Terry Francona is going to make the move. 6 runs in the first allowed by Wakefield. A run so far in the third. And that is the night for Wakefield, as Terry Francona will take the baseball. It is 7-0 Texas on top. We're just in the top of the third inning. Pitching change from Fenway.
As Clay Aiken and Ruben Studdard bring the timeless tour to MGM Grand at Foxwoods and perform live in concert August 7th at 8 p.m. For tickets, call 866-MGM-0609 or visit mgm@foxwoods.com.
7-0 Texas on top, still in the top half of the third inning. This call to bullpen brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Robert Manuel first out of the pen for the Red Sox after 2+ innings from Tim Wakefield. Manuel's 5th appearance of the year, 6.23 earned run average. Worked in 4 1/3 with Boston, 188 opponent batting average. Last time we saw him was on the 9th of July at Toronto. He went 2 innings, giving up 1 run. It is Benji Molina who bats here with Josh Hamilton at third base, Nelson Cruz at second base. And for Tim Wakefield, his shortest start since September 8th of 2008 at Tampa Bay, as it lasts just 2+ innings.
Red Sox bring the infield down, already down by 7 runs in this ball game, trying to cut off some damage at home plate.
Molina had homered off Wakefield in the first inning. And a swing and a miss. It's 2-1. No doubt the approach tonight for Texas was to swing early and often. Tim Wakefield, very aggressive.
They were very aggressive tonight against him.
It worked out great for Ron Washington and his team, scoring 6 times in the first, 1 time so far here in the third. Fouled straight back, 2-2.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. Last time up, Molina with a 2-run home run. Knuckleball stayed up in the zone, and Molina hits his first as a member of the Texas Rangers.
Outside, ball 3, full count. This is Manuel's 3rd career big league stint. His first major league stint came as a member of the Cincinnati Reds in 2009. This one fouled off down below us, still 3-2. It is the second stint with the Red Sox, who was up June 19th through the 22nd, did not pitch in that first stretch. And has been here since July 2nd in this current stretch. Chops at third. Hall's got it as he looks the runner back at third and fires to first for the first out of the inning. So the runners stay where they're at. Second and third now for Texas. There's 1 out.
Now with nobody out, you very seldom see teams play contact. And Bill Hall knows he has plenty of time. Molina going down the line. Check that runner. Take your time and make the throw to first base. Molina does not have good speed.
The speed has not really improved over the years either. They've gone the other direction.
You can catch, though.
No doubt about that. It's made him extremely valuable. And hit. And then a home run in the first inning. His first in a Rangers uniform. Traded from the Giants. 1 out, second and third, infield still in. And here's Chris Davis. He's been up and down quite a bit in the last couple of years for Texas. He was the team's opening day first baseman. Hit 188 out of the gate in 12 starts, and then they optioned him back to Oklahoma City to begin the year. At 354. With the Red Hawks this season, was there for 67 games before they called him back up to the major leagues. Had a very good rookie season with the Rangers back in 08 when he had 17 homers, 55 RBIs in 80 games. Outside 2-1. They're just looking for some consistency from him at this level.
And for those who have not seen Manuel pitch, a fastball certainly not overpowering, a breaking ball and a changeup.
Falls behind 3-1. Julio Bourbon waiting on deck. It is Hamilton at third, Cruz at second, and 1 out in the third inning that's already produced 1 run. In the air to left field, Nava coming in to make the catch. Going to draw a throw at third is Hamilton. There is no throw. And there are 2 outs in the third inning.
Well, Red Sox fans, make your way to Fenway Park this July and August with the summer double play packs. Pair a great summer weekend game with a summer weeknight game at America's most beloved ballpark. Visit redsox.com/double play to get your packs today.
2 down here in the third inning. And it brings up Julio Bourbon, who struck out swinging to end the first inning. An inning in which Texas scored 6 times. Pops it up, foul. Back comes Cash. He has no play as it lands on the screen. Bourbon has struggled at the plate in the last 14 games Hitting at 196. Average dropping from 298 down to 280. All 3 of his home runs, however, have come in the last 20 starts. Swing and a miss. Manuel elevates only at 86, but the fastball gets by him, and it's 0-2. Hamilton at third, Cruz at second, 2 down in the Texas third inning. Well, Bone has really taken over the center field position for the Rangers. It's now 78 games that he has started in center field. Hamilton in the left, Cruz in right. It's a 1-2, sails high, 2-2.
Once again, they try to climb that ladder against Bourbon, but that time too far upstairs for any kind of attempt at a swing.
Had been 0-2. It's a full count now. Wakefield responsible for Hamilton at third, Cruz at second. So far, it's been 7 runs in 2+ innings before departing. Fouled off. Will do it again. 3-2. The Rangers offensively really started to turn it on at the beginning of May. Since the start of May, their major league best, 291 batting average. 9 points better than the next closest team, and so things have really started to come around. There's Clint Hurl, the former manager of the Rockies. There's a swing and a miss. Julio Bourbon down on strikes. Nice job by Manuel to quiet the storm, but Texas leads it 7-0. From Fenway Park, but not a pretty score for the Red Sox. Rangers on top 7-0. As Kevin Cash will try to get the comeback started for the Red Sox here in the third. 136 batting average. No homers, no runs batted in since returning to Boston. Red Sox dealing with a pitcher who's been very good too. Tommy Hunter's 5-0 with a 2.34 earned run average coming in, which makes task a little taller. Third foul, 2-1. Marco Scutaro back to get another bat in the Red Sox dugout. As he prepares on deck. 2-1's in tight, 3-1. There's a right-handed batter hitting only a .232 against Hunter in his career. And this year, right-handers hitting at .179 against him. A leadoff walk for the number 9 man, Kevin Cash, to get the third inning started. And with us tonight, Naoko Funayama.
Hi, Don. We got the update on Clay Buchholz and Josh Beckett. Buchholz is scheduled to pitch for Pawtucket tomorrow, and then Beckett on Saturday. This update is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. The plan is for Beckett to throw about 85 pitches, and if everything goes well, he could be rejoining the Red Sox after that. Don?
All right, Naoko, great to have you with us. Heidi Watney on vacation this week. Naoko Funayama with us for the weekend. And the update's even better. And of course, the Red Sox closer to getting those guys back, which is certainly a big part of what the second half is going to be all about, Jerry. If the Red Sox are to go anywhere, it is the return of so many key members for Terry Francona.
You got your catcher out. You got your second baseman out. Right now, your third baseman is out temporarily. You got some pitches out. It's unbelievable. You got both catchers out.
No one is slap foul, and it's 0-2. Yeah, this one, Victor goes down. You figure, okay, well, you got the depth of Jason Varitek. Hard to find a better backup catcher than Jason Varitek on your bench, and then all of a sudden, he's out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken foot, and on it goes. Laying the boot on that right foot. There's a pop-up in foul ground. Chris Davis moves into foul ground and makes the catch for the first out of the third inning. So Hunter has walked more than he has allowed hit-wise. 2 walks, 1 hit through 2 1/3 innings. Gets ready for Eric Patterson. Patterson grounded out to the second baseman, Ian Kinsler, in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Two 2-0 to Eric Patterson. As this one flared foul off to the left, 2-1. David Ortiz waits on deck with 1 out here in the third inning. Red Sox trying to climb back into this one, down 7-0. Hunter about to serve up his 40th pitch of his outings. He works with 1 out in the third inning. Down the left field line, but bending foul. It's time now for tonight's AT&T trivia question. How many players drafted first overall were selected to the 2010 All-Star Game? I'll have the answer for you a little bit later. Like the Red Sox, the Rangers sending a lot of All-Stars. They had a total of 6 All-Stars. 5 played in the game. As part of the American League loss at Anaheim on Tuesday, Elvis Andrus, Neftali Feliz, Josh Hamilton. This is hit in the air to right field. Cruz is back with room to make the catch for the second out of the third inning. And Guerrero, Gil Kinsler go, and Lee go. Of course, Cliff Lee putting on a Rangers uniform, and Hadn't been all that comfortable in it yet before appearing in an all-star game representing Texas, one of the 6 that they sent.
He could have been there representing the Yankees. It looked like for a while he was going to New York, and then all of a sudden, bing, it's the Texas Rangers that pop in and pick up Cliff Lee.
We even heard Tampa Bay when we were in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, then the Yankees, and then all of a sudden Texas.
And for Texas, certainly makes them stronger. Their pitching, which has been strong, even stronger. And the way things are going in the West, you have to say Texas is now the favorite. As you mentioned off the top, I think a lot of people felt the Seattle Mariners were the most improved in the American League West. They added Figgins and Cliff Lee. But did not work out there, and things have not gone well in Seattle. They're already 15 games out. One pitch misses, and it's 1-1.
See where Alex Gonzalez also got traded over the 3 days, going down to Atlanta from Toronto.
They give up on Yunel Escobar, the young shortstop who was benched quite a few times by Bobby Cox, different situations there, but appears to have a lot of talent. We all know about Alex Gonzalez, what he can bring. And offensively, what all of a sudden he is bringing is amazing. One of those guys that has kind of blossomed offensively late in his career, but it's back-to-back good years for him. And this year, he's added power to the repertoire.
And he goes to a team that right now is in 4 games in first place over the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies, 4.5 back.
2-1 to Big Papi. Is on the ground, foul to the end of the Red Sox dugout, 2-2. Rangers did not exactly finish strong at the end of the first half. They dropped their last 4 games before the break, so much needed break for the Rangers, and they're off to a very good start here in the second half, scoring 6 times in the first inning. Strike 3 call. Big Papi, the first strikeout victim for Tommy Hunter. We have played 3 full from Fenway at 7-0 Texas. To win a $100 gift card from Nesson to the Yawkey Way store. Rick Ebersol here at Fenway Park tonight. And of course, chairman of the Red Sox, Tom Werner, alongside as we head to the top half of the fourth inning. Liking what they're seeing tonight so far. The Rangers out to the fast start, 7-0 in this game. As Elvis Andrus leads off an inning for the third time already tonight as he leads off the fourth. And takes a pitch for a strike over the inside corner. Breaking ball that time, 1-1. Elvis Andrus, an all-star in his own right, representing the Texas Rangers. He was 0 for 1 in the game on Tuesday night. In his first selection, he was caught stealing.
He actually had the base stolen, but he popped up over the bag and then was tagged out, I believe, by Brandon Phillips.
The 2-1 pitch, missing for ball 3, 3-1. Outside ball 4, leadoff walk for Andrus. The pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket, and a tough one tonight for Tim Wakefield. 2+ innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them are earned. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 2, 34 pitches in his outing tonight. The Sox off to the very tough start tonight. Wakefield came into tonight's outing with a 3-7 record of 5.22 ERA. Officially his 15th start of the year, 19th appearance overall. And his shortest start since September 8th of last year at Tampa Bay. As Andrus is checked on at first base.
And he needs to be checked on at first base. 23 steals on the season, caught 10 times. 8th in the league in stolen bases.
The strike, and it's 0-1 to Michael Young. It appeared he had struck out for out number 2 of the first inning, but instead get credit for foul tip. And another chance for a swing. He singled to get the 6-run rally started in the first inning. Grounded back to the mound in the second. It's in tight, 1-1.
I think Michael Young might have been the most surprised guy in the ballpark when they told him to get back in the box.
If you insist, I'll go back and get another swing. And then single to left. Actually, he has been struggling, a 182 average over the last 11 games. But it's amazing that this is what got it all started.
I mean, to me, this doesn't even look close to making contact.
And he runs down to first base, thinking he had missed. This one fouled straight back. Running was Andrus. Manuel in his second inning of relief. He retired all 3 batters. He faced in the third inning Molina, Davis, and Bourbon. A walk for Elvis Andrus. Start this 4th inning for Texas and his second inning of relief. Young to right. Over is Drew to make the catch for out number 1 of the inning.
Of course, they shade Michael Young in that direction. Hits a lot of baseballs to right center field. And J.D. Drew playing him a little bit closer to the line than most right-handed hitters. Makes that catch uneasy.
1 out in the 4th inning. Andrus at first base. Ian Kinsler, the all-star second baseman, singled in the first, grounded out to third base in the second, 1 for 2. He started 63 of 66 games since being activated from the disabled list. Mentioned his right ankle sprain that happened back during spring training in March in Arizona. Started the year on the DL. He's had a tough time staying off the DL for at least part of each season. He's had a stint on the DL in all 5 of his major league seasons. course, last year becoming just the third second baseman ever to have a 30-30 year. 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Check on Andrus, who's back to the bag. In on the hands and lifted in the air to left, where Nava waits for it to come down. It does, and there's 2 down. It's time now for the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. How many players drafted first overall were selected to the 2010 All-Star Game? And the answer is 5. Alex Rodriguez, Josh Hamilton, Adrian Gonzalez, Joe Mauer, and David Price. A-Rod was number 1 in 93. Hamilton drafted by the Rays in 99. Gonzalez number 1 in 2000, and Joe Mauer was number 1 in 01. And David Price went to his first overall, who went first overall in 2007. And of course, made a start for the American League. And oddly enough, still trying to figure out why, Alex Rodriguez was the only one of them who didn't get into the game.
I was just going to bring that up. If it counts, yes. How can he not play?
I don't know. And the amazing thing is it's his manager who left him out of the game.
All he's got is 70 RBIs on the season.
He's quite good. So 2 down. Elvis Andrus is at first base. And a quick check, but Andrus back to the bag. Some people wanted another number 1 to be part of that All-Star cast, and Steven Strasburg on the roster, but Matt Capps was chosen to represent Washington instead, and ended up getting the win, as it turns out. 1-1 is on the outside corner, 1-2.
I'm sure Strasburg will have plenty of opportunities to be in the All-Star game as his career grows.
That was a big topic for a long time leading up to it. A guy who kind of bursts onto the scene as he deserved. As he put in enough time to be an all-star. I guess you either are or are not. And in this case, it turned out he was not at the moment. As you mentioned, will be many times in the future. Guerrero to center. Cameron back a few steps and over to make the catch that ends the inning. Manuel's done a nice job of quieting the Rangers, who already lead it 7-0. fourth inning. It's time now for tonight's Twisted But True Fact. Ready for this, Jerry? We've been waiting a long time for GQ to come call, and they have. Recently, GQ magazine decided to release a list of the 5 best and worst broadcast teams in baseball. Coming in at number 4, the broadcast team here in this booth. Yours truly and Jerry. Rated ahead of us, Jerry, the Giants team of Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow. We just saw number 3, the Mets booth of 3, Gary Cohen, Ron Darling, Keith Hernandez. Second. And first was really not a team, but of course the legend Vin Scully, you can't debate that at all, other than it's not a team, because Vin does games by himself. But he's number 1, but we finished 4th.
That's you should be very proud of that.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. So we thank all those at GQ. It's our first appearance in GQ for me. I don't know about you. Have you been in GQ before?
No, I've never done a spread in GQ. No.
So this is exciting. They didn't name us like hot or hunky or anything. Sometimes they do that, and we got neither. But hey, we'll take it.
Oh, that's a nice honor. That's a very nice honor.
And we thank them very much, and it's outstanding. All the people who finished ahead of us, we wish nothing but good things too, nothing bad. Hope that they continue to broadcast
we just continue to move up the list.
Keep moving on up. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea. It tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. This is nicely picked by Andrus. And a tough hop. Throw is high, but Davis comes down on the bag for the out. And Youkilis with a hot shot, but what a play by Andrus.
Well, that's an excellent play right there. Diving, getting back to his feet, and making a good, strong throw. Accurate throw to first base, a little bit high. But Chris Davis able to make the play across the diamond. So terrific play by Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, the all-star shortstop. Takes a base hit away from Youkilis.
1 down here in the 4th inning. And J.D. Drew coming up, grounded out to third base in the 2nd inning. Drew grounded out in the 2nd. Ground out so far for Hunter. 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, and 1 here in the 4th inning. Kept the Red Sox at bay, allowed only 1 hit through 3 1/3 innings. Four in a row retired by Hunter. He's got 1 down here in the 4th inning. Drew now. Navin next. There's Molina. Gives Hunter the sign, the 3-1. Here's strike 2. Drew doesn't agree, and it's a full count.
Fastball just nipping the outside corner. J.D. thought it was outside. Very close.
It's a fly ball instead to deep left. Hamilton back and gone into the monster seats. First row of the seats for Drew. So it works out better for him. He was ready to take the walk, but instead he'll take the walk all the way around with his 11th home run of the year.
Eleven home runs for J.D. Drew, 10 of them coming against right-handed pitchers, and this is pretty, going to the opposite field for J.D. Drew. Gets that fastball away again a little bit higher and takes it into the monster seats.
Red Sox on the board. It is 7-1, 1 out in the 4th inning. Red Sox finally getting to Hunter for something. As Nava now lifts the fly ball down the left field line, headed for the seats and into them. And during the 2010 Red Sox season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every home run hit by the Red Sox. Hess and Hess Express, committed to helping the cause. A one-out home run for J.D. Drew. And the Red Sox trying to make some noise here after trailing 7-0 in this game. Trying to jar Tommy Hunter a little bit here. We'll see how he reacts after the home run. He's ready with an 0-1 to Daniel Nava. It's fouled off as well, 0-2. It's only the 4th home run that Hunter has given up. On the ground right side, diving on the grass in the outfield is Kinsler. The throw is off the mark. Gets away, backed up by Molina. Kinsler was playing deeply on the right side, and on the outfield grass, his dive to get it, but the throw is to the foul side of first base and away from Davis.
Yeah, you see how deep he plays at second base at times, back on the grass. He's able to regroup, get the ball, and make a throw. But it's going to be to the Red Sox dugout side. And Chris Davis, the first baseman, can't quite get to it, as Nava has to jump right over the top of him.
One out Nava at first base. Mike Cameron, the batter. One of 3 Boston hits tonight as he takes strike 1. Hit in the side. Cameron, of course, getting hit in the wrist in Toronto. They kept him out of the game the next day. Greg Barajas, the trainer, out to check on him.
Right off the hip, it looked like that time for Mike Cameron.
Maddox out to talk to Tommy Hunter.
Immediately following the game tonight, it's W. Mason Extra Innings Live with TC and Jim Rice. They'll discuss how much injuries will affect the second half of the Red Sox. It's all coming up after the game, only on NESN.
First and second, one out. Red Sox trying to piece together comeback attack here in the 4th inning. Bill Hall coming up. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. First start of the year at third base for him. Second appearance overall at third. And is charged with an error defensively. Outside for ball 1. Wait for Hall to go the other way in the outfield as Julio Borbon, the center fielder, well over into right center. And well off the line and left is Hamilton. In tight, ball 2. .317 with runners in scoring position. .343 with runners on base. Hall's been able to lock in as he tries to lock in here with runners at first and second and one out. Ball 3. They're trying to work that outside corner and not get the call from Bruce Streckman. Looking concerned for Mike Maddox for the first time in this game. Tommy Hunter running into some trouble here in the 4th inning. There's a strike, 3-1. Kevin Cash waiting on deck. 1 out, 4th inning. Red Sox get a run back on the home run by J.D. Drew. Ball to center field. Bourbon going back to make the catch. It takes him to the warning track. As he turns and fires it back in, it's a long out, but it's out number 2 is Bourbon. It's back there in a hurry.
Now, you mentioned, Don, how they were shading Hall in that direction, and that gave Bourbon a chance to make the play. Look where he starts from. The ball's still slicing away from him. He goes back to the warning track to make the catch right in front of the Red Sox bullpen. That ball had double written all over it, but the placement in the outfield was perfect. Now the court in between goes back to tag up, but decides not to go with the 2 outs. You're already in scoring position.
So 2 down, 1st and 2nd. And here's Kevin Cash in the air to right field as Cruz makes his way in and puts it away as the Red Sox strand a pair but get a home run from J.D. Drew to get on the board. It's 7-1 Texas after 3.5. Top half of the 5th inning back at Fenway Park. It's 7-1 Texas on top. Red Sox just getting on the board in the bottom of the 4th. An opposite field solo home run for J.D. Drew. Here is Josh Hamilton to lead it off for Texas in the 5th. Action in the Sox pen. Lefty Dustin Richardson warming up. Robert Manuel is into his 3rd inning of relief for Tim Wakefield. Chase from this game after 2+ innings. Wakefield giving up 7 runs, 6 earned. Longest outing that Manuel has had is a 3-inning effort this season, and that actually came at AAA with the Pawtucket Red Sox. He's not had that long of an outing here in Boston yet. Well, for Hamilton, powering up a lot lately. 11 home runs in his last 29 games. Leads the majors with 213 total bases. Protecting the plate, fouling it back, 1 and 2. Mentioned earlier the American League Player of the Month for June. He hit .454 in June and had 31 RBIs during that month to lead the majors. The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports, official sporting goods retailer, the New England Sports Network. He's now taking the lead. The batting average in the American League hitting at 347, just ahead of Miguel Cabrera, Justin Morneau. And Cano has slid down to the 5 spot, led a lot of the first half. And fouled back, hangs at 1-2. Hamilton has hit safely in 9 of his last 10 games. And since June 1st is hitting at .430, which is major league best. Away 2-2. Fly ball down the left field line. Nava towards the seats, but just keeps moving foul and out of play. Well, everything that Josh Hamilton has been through in his personal life and in his career, he's still just 28 years old. Amazing the numbers he has put up so far, and the opportunity he has to put up numbers in the future as he reaches out, fouls another one down the left field line, out of play.
Yeah, Don, when you look through this Texas lineup, this is a pretty impressive lineup if you have to face it as a pitcher.
Two wrap foul. Take a look at the American League West, and the Angels, who started this year with some big holes, had a hard time trying to fill those holes. You lose Sean Figgins, and of course, you know all about John Lackey leaving the Angels. So they were not quite the same team, but still hanging in there. 4.5 games back of the Rangers. The A's really didn't expect to perhaps do very much. This one is lined to right and is a fair ball. Tucks its way off a fan, and it's second base for Hamilton. Who has a double after a very long at bat to begin things here in the 5th inning.
Second double of the night for Hamilton. Had a double back in the first inning to drive in a run, and after a long at bat, gets that fastball and hooks it again down that right field line. Bouncing up into the stands for the ground rule double.
Lead runner on for Texas. 3rd time in 5 innings. There's Nelson Cruz, who is 2 for 2 already tonight, with 3 runs batted in as he takes a pitch outside. A single in the first inning, a double in the 3rd. He's had 2 different stints on the DL. The first one on April 27th through May 13th with a strained right hamstring, and then May 29th through June 21st with a strained left hamstring. He's always been a Red Sox killer at the plate, hitting at .362 in his career against Boston. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Breaking ball that time for Manuel.
That slider that time for Manuel, making Cruz look bad on it. Well, actually ending up off the outside part of the plate. Good breaking ball there.
Inside for ball 3, full count. Manuelson's coming into this game now up to 52 pitches. His previous high was 40 pitches. Line knocked down by Hall at third. He'll have no play anywhere. But he gets a glove on it. It ricochets into foul ground. Cruz aboard. Hamilton to third. Nobody out.
Well, Cruz is having some kind of night. 3 for 3 so far in this game. Nice effort by Bill Hall just to knock that ball down. No play at first base. No play at third base. So 2 singles, a double. 3 runs batted in so far in the game for Cruz. Coming up after the game tonight, it's Granite City Electric Red Sox final with TC and Jim Rice. They'll look ahead to Felix Doubront start tomorrow. It's all coming up after the game, only on NESN.
Well, Terry Francona on the phone as Dustin Richardson have been warming up in the pen. John Farrell to the mound to talk to Robert Manuel. Richardson ready to go. Fifth 3-hit game of the year for Nelson Cruz. You got the 2 lefties coming up after Molina, so this may be the last batter for Manuel. A throw to second, and they have got Nelson Cruz. He got away from Cash briefly. Alertly gets to it quickly and throws out Cruz, who tried to take second. There's 1 out.
I didn't think there's any chance they had at all of getting Nelson Cruz at second base, but a nice job bouncing out there by Cash, and gets there in time to get the out. So 1 out. Red Sox infield in with the man at third base, Josh Hamilton.
As I was mentioning, this could be the last batter for Manuel, as you have Davis waiting on deck, the lefty. And Richardson ready to go in the pen. Manuel already stretched out beyond anything he has done this season. Hamilton at third, 1 out, the 2-0. And it's popped up foul, backing out of play, 2-1. Texas with 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Red Sox a run, 3 hits, and an error. 2-1 to Molina. It's outside, ball 3. Manuel first came in his first 2 innings. He had retired 6 of 7 batters. And a double and a hit in this inning. Gets the out of Cruz at second base. Now a 3-1 to Molina. Check swing, foul ball.
Molina looking for a pitch that he can get in the air. That pitch was one that was up a little bit, but inside. Had to check his swing.
Line caught by Bill Hall at third base, who reels it in. Fully outstretched to grab that, and a big out, 2 down. Nice play by Bill Hall.
Yeah, they don't come much better than that right there. What a play by Bill Hall. Takes a base hit away from Molina on a dive. Crossover step, dive into the webbing of the glove and down to the ground.
Now the 2 lefties coming up. It's tonight for Manuel, who does a good job for Terry Francona. Logs 2 2/3 innings. 7-1 Texas. 7-1, Texas on top with 2 outs here in the 5th. And the Red Sox used their 3rd pitcher of the night. Left-hander Dustin Richardson comes into the game. The runner at 3rd and 2 down, his 11th appearance. 8 hits, a walk, 4 Ks, a .364 opponent batting average against Richardson. And Chris Davis, the lefty, 0 for 2 in the game, is ahead 2-0 in the count. Fly to center, fly to left. Strike 1, 2-1. So Manuel, who is responsible for Hamilton at 3rd base, ends up giving up 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. But again, you're looking for outs, and he provided some. 2 2/3 innings for Terry Francona. Straight back foul, and it's 2-2. Richardson surrendering a home run to Adam Lind in the last series against Toronto before the break. 2-2, just missing, full count. First batter he faced coming into that game back on the 10th of July. He had ended a 6-game scoreless streak for him. He had gone 3 2/3 without giving up a run. And it was the last time we saw him prior to the break. 3-2 fouled back in the direction of our friend C.J. Patty. Seated in behind home plate. 128 Volvo. Full count to Chris Davis. It's outside, ball 4. And Chris Davis down to first base, a walk. So the lefty-lefty thing turns into a walk.
Visit the official online shop of the Boston Red Sox at redsox.com to browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the redsox.com shop. Accept no substitutes.
First and 3rd now, 2 down in the inning. Julio Bourbon 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, both times swinging. As he takes the ball high, 1-0. Hamilton at 3rd base, Davis at 1st. Jammed and fouls it off. Right off the screening in front of the Rangers dugout on the 3rd base side. 1-1. It was the beginning of a tough stretch for the Red Sox. Got the 4 games here against Texas at home. And then it is out for 10 games on the West Coast as the Red Sox will make their 2nd trip west of 3 on the season. Of course, we're just there to take on the San Francisco Giants. One of the Rockies trip as well out west. We'll look at the road ahead. Starts in Oakland for 3, Seattle for 4, and then the 3 games against the Angels before coming back for an off day on the 29th. Two 1-2 Bourbon. He's outside, ball 3.
It's strange to go out to the West Coast, did not have at least one day off in the 10-game stretch.
Top of the order for Texas. Elvis Andrus waiting on deck. 3-1. Have to wait. They check on Davis at 1st. swing and a miss. Full count. Elevates at 90 on the fastball for Bourbon, and it's 3-2. Davis will get a start at first base with 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning, and Texas already on top 7-1. Fouled off, and we'll do it again. Richardson's first stint with the Red Sox this season, made his Major League debut with Boston in 2009. In the 3rd scoreless innings, over 3 relief appearances in his first go-around at the Major League level. Bourbon gets jammed and pops it up. Back towards the mound. Here comes Hall from 3rd to make the catch that ends the inning. So Richardson out of the jam. The Rangers strand a pair halfway through this one. It's 7-1 Texas. Red Sox win this month. The Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation will donate $500 to the Boys and Girls Club of Metro West. 7-1 Rangers on top of the Red Sox, bottom of the 5th inning. As Marco Scudero takes strike 1 from Tommy Hunter. "67 pitches deep into his outing. Working to the first batter of the 5th. And it's a ball and a strike to Scudero, Patterson, then Ortiz. Hunter relinquishing his first run in the 4th inning. A home run for J.D. Drew, an opposite field shot. He gave up a single hit at batter, but then retired the last 2 batters in the 4th inning to get out of any further trouble. Strike 2 to Scudero. Pitching line is brought to you by Lexus. Tommy Hunter, 4+ innings, 3 hits, the 1 run, the home run, 2 walks, a K, and here's pitch 70. It's outside, ball 2. To left field for Scudero. Hamilton back to the track to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Let's check back in with Naoko Funiyama.
Don, very exciting news for our NESN viewers. We'll be debuting a new show called NESN Daily starting on August 6th at 11 o'clock. It is a new news sports debate program hosted by Jade McCarthy and Yuri Behringer. They visited the Wellesley offices of the new presenting sponsor, Sun Life Financial. Yuri and Jade also hitched a ride in the Sun Life hot air balloon to help celebrate their new sponsor partnership. We will officially say goodbye to Sports Desk on July 23rd after 19 great years. Don?
All right, thanks very much, Nalco. 19 years of Sports Desk. Jerry, you've been around for a lot of those 19 years.
Yeah. All of them.
All of them, in fact. They've been a big part of Sports Desk. There's Yuri Behringer, who will be co-hosting along with Jade McCarthy, and very much looking forward to the new show as it all gets started. It's not going to be your typical sports program, to say the least. Show for today's sports fan. Numerous opportunities for fans to get the scores and highlights and sort of content that is going to become a commodity, and still make sure that our fans know what happened, but this is going to be really a consistent way to offer information, opinion based on profound understanding of all sides of the story. And we look forward to it. Really kind of going behind the stories, behind the scores. And we look forward to NESN Daily. This is in the air to shallow center. Bourbon is there waiting for out number 2.
When does that start again, Don? August 6th?
August 6th at 11 o'clock.
At 11 o'clock at night.
Yes, Yuri Behringer has been doing Red Sox games now for several years on the Spanish radio network. 2 down in the 5th as David Ortiz stands in.
I'm sure those two will have some good back and forth.
And over the inside corner for strike 1. One is fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. Four in a row retired by Tommy Hunter. 2 outs in the 5th. In the air down the left field line, headed towards foul ground and back into the seats.
It's amazing to think about it, Don. I've been here so long, 23 years with NESN. There've been a lot of shows that have come, that have gone, that have come back.
I feel strongly about this one, though. That's going to be here for a while.
A little different type of show, yeah.
But still, turning the page on Sports Desk for you is going to be very difficult. I can tell, because that's one thing you could count on every day. It was part of your routine. You were going to do something for Sports Desk, and now you're not. Now it's over. So I'm sure it's going to be sad for you.
But I'm excited about the new show.
So just move on and turn the page.
Right.
Something bigger, better. We look forward to it coming up soon. Pitch number 80 for Hunter.
Don't just beat the heat this summer, annihilate it. Hurry to Cumberland Farms Chill Zone today and fill up on your absolute favorite fountain and frozen beverages for just 79 cents, any size, anytime. The Chill Zone only at Cumberland Farms.
0-2 the count to David Ortiz. Into the shift, Kinsler in short right. Ortiz is out number 3. Red Sox down in order. We're through 5 from Fenway. It's 7-1 Texas.
Tiganus First Aid stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Tiganus Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org.
Sixth inning, 7-1, Texas on top as the Rangers have out-hit the Red Sox 10-3. Dustin Richardson back on the mound again. At the final out of the fifth, starts the sixth inning, and here's Elvis Andrus again to lead off an inning. It is the fourth time in 6 innings that he's led off an inning. He struck out, flied out to right, and walked in 3 plate appearances. Ball 3-3-0. Tim Wakefield tonight, 2+ innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. And chased from the game after just 2+. Robert Manuel went 2 2/3, giving up no runs. And now Dustin Richardson, who's gone a third so far. As a count of 3-1 to Elvis Andrus. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk. Andrus on for the second time by way of the walk.
Enter to win the Lumber Liquidators Football and Flooring Sweepstakes. You can score 4 luxury suite tickets to a game, plus $1,000 worth of the same flooring used in the luxury suites at the park. Go to Nesson.com/LL for your chance to win. Now, we've been in that Nesson box, and it's beautiful flooring.
It looks like Scott Atchison has just started warming in the pen. Michael Young fouls it off into the sky boxes on the right and is down 0-1. Quick toss and kind of late to react was Andrus.
Almost caught him between steps with that very quick move to first base.
Good size lead at first base as they'll check again, back easily. Good off walk for Andrus at first. Michael Young down 0-1. A single to left, grounded back to the mound, lined out to right. Very high and out of the crouch to make that grab was Cash. Play for Young to go the other way. Cameron in center, step or two towards right center. Watt has been up in this inning and up again, 2-1. Outside, ball 3. And Richardson walks the first batter of the inning, now behind 3-1. It's getting easier as he goes into the heart of this Rangers order. Ian Kinsler will be next, then Vlad Guerrero expected here in the 6th inning. Back-to-back walks to begin this 6th inning. To Andrus and now to Young. It's already the 3rd walk for Richardson in 4 batters. And Terry Francona making his way out to make the change. Scott Atchison will be coming in. Pitching change from Fenway, Texas on top, 7-1.
Is brought to you by TGI Fridays, by Foxwoods, by Taco Bell, and by Toshiba.
7-1 Texas on top of Boston as runners are at first and second for the Rangers, nobody out, and the Red Sox are on to their fourth pitcher of the game. Scott Atchison is in the game. And it's strike one to Ian Kinsler. 19th appearance for Atchison, 1-1 with a 4.71 ERA. He's had a lot of these type situations coming into these games. 226 opponent batting average. This one is lined outside of third and foul. And it's 0-2. Kinsler now, Guerrero next. Tough spot here as Dustin Richardson ran into some control problems. He goes third of an inning, gives up no hits. Walks three batters, didn't strike out anybody, and is responsible for the two men on. To third, Hall will touch third, and off balance throw to first for a double play. Well, Bill Hall's turning in some pretty good defense in his first start at third base tonight. Was charged with an error earlier, but since then has been very, very good.
Yeah, actually had a couple of options to go 5-4-3. Instead, he goes 5-U-3 to get the double play. And plenty of time to get Kinsler at first base. Jumps and throws as he was getting taken out at third base by the base runner. Surprised me when he got the ball and went to third base with it. I thought he was going to go 5-4-3.
Young takes second on the double play. And here's Guerrero, 2 hits and 3 tries. Those singles as he takes ball 1 outside. Guerrero selected for his 9th career All-Star team. 6th time that he's been elected starter. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It's American League starting DH on Tuesday. And in the spot here with a runner at second base and 2 outs, he leads the majors with 20 go-ahead RBIs. Right second with 75 RBIs. But quite a year for him. Bounce back year at that. Washington has been the recipient of good play from Vlad Guerrero. First year in a Rangers uniform. As it is 3-1. Guerrero 35 years old. Total of 5 years in Anaheim, and lines this one to short. Caught by Scudero in the air to end the inning. 5.5 done from Fenway, Texas on top 7-1. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Here it is 7-1, Texas on top of Boston. We play on to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tommy Hunter back out there, 82 pitches deep. Youkilis, Drew, and Nava in the 6th inning. Wrap foul, 0-2. Youkilis has flied out to the warning track in center field and grounded out to shortstop. Only blemish for Tommy Hunter, the solo home run by J.D. Drew in the 4th inning. Drew waits on deck. He'll have another crack at Hunter here in the 6th inning with the Red Sox trailing by 6 runs. Youkilis may have gone. They check. No, says Paul Emmel, the first base umpire. It's 1-2. Looks like a good call by Emmel.
I'm stunned to hear you say that. You think everybody swings.
The 1-2 is on the ground foul. Five in a row retired by Hunter. To 86 pitches his average. It's up high, 2-2. Hunter's only given up 3 hits through the first 5 innings. To right field, Cruz coming in, dives to make the catch. Head first dive to make the grab on the sinking liner from Youkilis. Had some bad luck tonight. Cruz not got a great break in that ball initially, and there's one down.
Yeah, last time it was Andrus that made a great play on Youkilis. This time it's Cruz diving. That ball left the bat. I didn't think the right fielder was going to get to it, but he did made a fine catch. And there's Youkilis saying, "What are you doing?"
First step for Cruz there was left initially. Able to recover and make the grab. One out here in the 6th inning. J.D. Drew homered in the 4th inning, 1 for 2. Home run was his 11th of the year. Strike 1-1. Daniel Nava on deck, 1 out in the 6th inning. 6 in a row retired by Hunter. Strike 2, 1-2. Drew finished last year with 24 home runs. Taps the 1-2 foul.
Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam, and in the last at bat for J.D. Drew, he took a fastball up and away into the monster seats for a home run. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Lined into right field, a base hit for Drew. His 2nd hit off Hunter tonight. This is a 1-out single and only the 4th hit of the night for Boston.
Last time J.D. going to the opposite field. This time they pitch him inside and he pulls the ball for the line drive base hit. So J.D. using the whole field tonight. Left field, right field.
One out, one on. Daniel Nava. 2 plate appearances. He's been on both times. A walk in the 2nd inning. Single to right in the 4th.
Introducing Arborcoat Exterior Stain by Benjamin Moore, a revolutionary waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arborcoat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer.
One out, one on. Nava waiting on an 0-1. The check swing foul straight back, and it's 0-2. Drew, the base hit to right, breaks up the string of 6 in a row retired by Tommy Hunter, who's up to 95 pitches with 1 out here in the 6th inning. So far, we've not seen anything in the way of action in the Rangers' pen. There's been no reason for it, as Hunter has really quieted his Boston offense so far tonight. Fly ball to deep right field. Cruz going back onto the warning track, and it's the center fielder, Bourbon, who makes the catch. On the track with Cruz alongside for out number 2 as Drew gets back to the bag at first, and the two talk about who should have made the catch.
Now Daniel Nava picked the wrong ballpark to do this. Fenway very deep out to the Red Sox bullpen. That ball was struck very well by Daniel Nava, but there's the center fielder, Bourbon, there to make the play. Still had a couple of steps before getting to that Red Sox bullpen.
2 outs, Drew at first base, and here's Mike Cameron. Put on twice, single to left, and then hit by a pitch. Strike 1 to Cameron. Great to see our friend and PR director for the Texas Rangers, John Blake, best in the business. And this year enjoying a fun season in Texas. The Rangers team who leads the American League West.
You know he's on TV too, trying to turn away.
The 1 pitch is in there for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Drew at first, 2 down. An 0-2 pitch to Mike Cameron. Drew back to the bag at first. Off the end of the bat, foul. Still 0-2 to Cameron. Hunter about to throw his 100th pitch of the night with 2 outs in the 6th inning, and Drew at first base. Outside, 1-2. A complete game against Tampa Bay back on June 5th. And that was his longest outing of the year, is 117 pitches. Cameron hits one in the air to left field. Josh Hamilton has room, and the left fielder puts it away to end the inning. We're through 6 from Fenway Park with Texas on top 7-1. of the 7th inning. Scott Atchison ended up working the 6th and getting out of it. First and second, nobody out jam. Now Josh Hamilton fouls one off back into the seats. He is 2 for 3, 2 doubles and a run batted in. Texas scoring 6 times tonight in the first inning. They had a run in the 3rd and enjoy a 7-1 lead in game 1 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Rangers. Hamilton fouling it straight back, still 1-2. Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays are off tonight. Red Sox starting tonight, 5 games back of New York. Rays are 2 games back in New York. Fly ball to left field, sending Nava back towards the wall, and it's off the wall. Nava plays to Karam, but Hamilton stands at second base with his 3rd double of the night.
Double back in the 1st inning, double in the 5th inning, and now one high off that left field wall for the double. Breaking ball that time from Atchison, and Hamilton driving it to the opposite field. Middle part of this lineup doing a lot of damage tonight.
Pinch runner David Murphy takes over at second base for Hamilton. So runner at second to begin the inning, and Nelson Cruz takes ball 1. Cruz singled in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. Cruz to center field. Cameron coming in and over to make the catch as Murphy will remain at second, 1 down. It's time for a Sports Desk preview with Cole Wright. Cole? Okay, Cole, thanks very much. 1 out here in the 7th inning. David Murphy at second base and Benji Molina the batter. And a home run as part of that 6-run first inning attack for Texas. Then sent a ground out and a line out, so a 1 for 3 game. The home run in the 1st was a 2-run shot, and his first home run in a Texas Rangers uniform. Molina fouls it off down the right field line, out of play, 1-1. Gold Glove winner in 02 and 03. Gold Glove that he won in 02 snapped Ivan Rodriguez's 10-year reign in the American League of Gold Gloves in consecutive years. And for Benji, he's a guy who can go deep. He's had at least 15 home runs in each of his last 5 years. 20 home runs last year, career high 95 RBIs. And with the Giants, this one to short. Scudero will go to first base for the 2nd out of the inning. Murphy takes 3rd, 2 down. There is Chris Davis. He was flied out to center, flied out to left, and walked. Atchison has allowed runs in 5 of his last 9 games. Swing and a foul. It's 0-2. Last worked in Toronto on the 10th of July, going 1 shutout inning. He's thrown more than 1 inning in 11 of his 17 relief outings. He's into his 2nd inning of relief tonight. There's ball 1, 1-2. Red Sox trying to piece this game together after Tim Wakefield lasted just 2+ innings. Seen Manuel, Richardson, and now Atchison. A tapper foul, 1-2. Up top, ball 2, 2-2. Atchison in his 4th stint with the Red Sox. He has really been up and down all season long. He's appeared in a total of 11 games for the Pawtucket Red Sox this year. Actually broke camp with the Red Sox to start the season. An option to Pawtucket at the end of April 27th for the first time. But again, he has been here 4 times during the year at the major league level and in Boston. 2-2, a swing and a miss. Davis strikes out. 7th inning stretch from Fenway Park. Rangers on top 7-1. Clemens on this day in 1988. Clemens struck out 16 Royals in Game 1 of a doubleheader at Fenway Park. It was the 2nd time during the 88 season that Clemens struck out 16 Royals in a game. He also picked up 16 Ks on May 9th in Kansas City. Here's a high drive to deep left down the line. Will it stay fair for Hall? If it does, it's gone. It does, and it's gone. A blast right out of Fenway Park for Bill Hall. And the second home run given up by Tommy Hunter in this game. 8th home run of the year for Hall, as the Red Sox are back now within 5.
Well, Hall's had a pretty good night. He's made a couple of nice defensive plays down at third base. Now he gets an inside fastball and hooks it right down that left field line. A high and long home run.
Well, joins J.D. Drew with a home run tonight also. Red Sox 2 runs. As Kevin Cash bats. 4th and 5th home runs of the year given up by Hunter. Two-0 pitch. On the ground to shortstop. Andrus to his left. And there's one out in the 7th. One of the guys who surprised the Angels let loose was Darren Oliver, who was so important to Mike Scioscia over the last few years. And certainly saw that in the postseason, the quick departure of the Red Sox against the Angels last year. Swept in the series, 3 games, and how important Oliver was. He's now a member of the Texas Rangers. So another Angel that Mike Scioscia is without this year.
Darren Oliver's done a solid job for a lot of different teams for a long, long time.
One out for Marco Scutaro. 1 for 3, has fouled out twice and flied out to the warning track in left. And speaking of left, after David Murphy pinch ran for Josh Hamilton, he stays in the game for him in left field, playing defensively. Scutaro to right field. Nelson Cruz wanders in and takes care of out number 2. 2 down here in the 7th inning.
On Sunday at 12, Heidi Watney's lineup includes the top 5 games of the first half, Ortiz home run heroics, and much more. The Ultimate Red Sox Show Sunday, presented by Arbella Insurance Group. Arbella Insurance, here for good.
Well, 108 pitches for Tommy Hunter. And he has thrown his last. Texas has a 7-2 lead. Pitching change from Fenway.
Island is a proud sponsor of Red Sox baseball on Nesson. During the 2010 season, Twin River will donate $100 to the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon for every Red Sox stolen base. Twin River Casino. So much, so close, so rewarding.
7-2, Texas on top. 2 outs in the 7th inning. Darren Patterson standing in. Left-hander Darren Oliver into the game for the Rangers' 40th appearance, a 1.36 ERA. 191 opponent batting average against Oliver. A swing and a miss, 1-1. He's worked 4 scoreless innings in his last 6 appearances. He's given up only 1 earned run in his last 13 1/3 innings pitched. Tommy Hunter done after 6 2/3. As it is 1-2. And of course, earlier this year, earned his 3rd career save back on April 22nd at Fenway. And worked in all 3 games of the ALDS against Boston last year in the postseason with the Angels. Went 2 1/3 scoreless innings and earned the victory in the 3rd and what worked out to be a deciding game here at Fenway Park on October the 11th. Patterson strikes out. He makes quick work of him to end the 7th inning. Red Sox get a run on the home run by Bill Hall, but it's 7-2 Rangers at the end of 7 innings. Boyd, one of our great cameramen on our crew here in Nesson, enjoying his birthday here tonight with us. This is in the air to center field, and out from second is Patterson, who stepped behind Scudero and in front of Cameron to make the catch in shallow center. And Julio Bourbon is the first out of the 8th.
It actually looked like Patterson had the better angle on that ball than anybody, and he eventually ends up making the catch, calling off Scudero. Scudero going back, but Patterson going across. And he calls everyone off to make the play.
1 out here in the 8th. Elvis Andrus struck out the first, fly to right in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, walked in the 6th inning. So been on twice tonight. Action behind Atchison is Ramon Ramirez. Runs up here in the 8th. So far, 2 1/3 for Atchison, who's really done a very good job in this role. It's up top, 2-2. On the ground by the mound, but at Patterson at second base. 4-3 on the putout, 2 down. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 11th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout. Special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Boston Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. And 2 down here in the 8th. 5 in a row retired by Atchison, and here is Michael Young.
Hey, did you by any chance win that colada contest?
No.
I didn't either.
Did you have one?
Yeah, every place I stopped, I got one.
Nobody noticed you?
No.
This is a fly out to right. We'll talk more about Wally's coladas later. 7-2, Rangers have the lead.
Coverage gets started at 5:30 on Friday Night Fenway, presented by the locally owned Halfway Cafe. Head to one of 7 locations for dollar dogs at the bar during every Red Sox game.
Last of the 8th, 7-2. Texas on top of Boston. It is David Ortiz, Kevin Youkilis, and J.D. Drew. Darren Oliver starts the inning. And pours in strike 1 to David Ortiz. Ortiz could not do anything with Tommy Hunter tonight. Grounding out, striking out, grounding out again. Ortiz 2 for 10 in his career against Darren Oliver. Down 1-2. Tommy Hunter, 6 2/3 innings tonight. 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out a batter. Give up a home run to Drew, a home run to Hall. As Ortiz takes ball 2, 2-2. Oliver tied for 4th in the American League with relief strikeouts with 44 now. make it 45 as he strikes out David Ortiz for the first out of the 8th.
Going up the ladder a little bit on David this time is the fastball. Cut fastball that's up about letter high. No contact by Ortiz, so Oliver with 2 strikeouts is coming into the game.
And you got Patterson to end the 7th. Strikes out Ortiz to begin the 8th. And here's Kevin Youkilis. 0 for 3 in the game tonight. He's flied out, grounded out, lined out. As he takes strike 1. Popped up. And the shortstop Andrus on the outfield grass. 2 down.
Coming up tomorrow, immediately following Friday Night Fenway, it's Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe Red Sox Game Day Live with TC, Peter Gammons, and Jim Rice. They'll look ahead to Cliff Lee's second start in a Rangers uniform on Saturday. It's all coming out tomorrow night at 6 only on NESN.
Two down for J.D. Drew, who caused problems for Tommy Hunter tonight after grounding out to third base in the 2nd inning. He homered an opposite field shot in the 4th, single to right in the 6th inning, 2 for 3. Home run was his 11th of the year. As he takes strike 1, 1-1. Darren Oliver is 39 years old, and of course pitched here for the Red Sox one season back in 2002. With 9 starts for the Red Sox back in 2002. It was 4-6 that year. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Eastern Bank, awarded highest customer satisfaction in retail banking in the New England region by J.D. Power and Associates. It takes teamwork to bring home the trophy. Two outs in the 8th and 1-2 to Drew. 2-2. Oliver, a member of the Angels in 07, 08, and 09. .771 earned run average and a 5-1 record. The Angels last year. So that's a 1-year deal with the Texas Rangers. Not giving up a home run in his last 32 games and 32 and 2/3 innings pitched. Outside, ball 3. The runs the Red Sox have tonight have come on home runs. A home run by Drew in the 4th inning and a home run by Hall in the 7th. Drew pops it up, foul ground, Benji Molina makes the catch. It ends the 8th. Head for the 9th with the Rangers on top 7-2.
showrooms, Frank Webb's Bass Centers with friendly experience guidance. Find your showroom at frankwebb.com.
Ninth inning from Fenway Park with the Rangers on top 7-2. And the Red Sox moving on to their fifth pitcher of the game. It is Ramon Ramirez. Makes his 38th appearance. 0-2 with a 4.79 ERA. 259 opponent batting average. And it's Ian Kinsler, Vladimir Guerrero, and David Murphy scheduled to bat in the ninth inning. Good job by Scott Atchison as he gives Terry Francona 3 innings of relief. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and had 1 strikeout. The bullpen, Manuel, Richardson, and Atchison have not allowed a run. Tim Wakefield, the starter tonight, 2+ innings, 7 runs, 6 earned. Kinsler drives this foul. And is down 0-2. A single back in the first inning, part of a 6-run first inning for Texas. Vladimir Guerrero waiting on deck. A reminder to stay with us after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Complete post-game coverage coming up. Tom Caron and Jim Rice wrap up game 1 of this 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. 1-2 is down low, 2-2. When last we saw Ramon Ramirez, pitched an inning in 2/3 back on July 10th at Toronto. Gave up a solo shot by Jose Bautista in the 8th inning. Little number in front of the plate. Cash out to get it. And he throws out Kinsler for the first out of the ninth. 7 in a row retired now by Red Sox pitching. 1 out in the ninth. Here comes Vladimir Guerrero, who had 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats. Since then has flied out and lined out. Both the hits were singles, and he picked up his 76th RBI of the season. It's him 1 shy of Miguel Cabrera, who leads the league in RBIs. Action in the pen. Alexi Agondo warming up for the Rangers. Guerrero fouls it off, 1-1. Guerrero into center field. A 3-hit night. His 3rd single of the game comes with 1 out in the ninth. Boston Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by the New England Toyota dealers, Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, Sullivan Tire, and by Southwest Airlines. 1 out, Vladimir Guerrero with a single to center field. And here is David Murphy to bat for the first time. The pinch ran for Josh Hamilton, who had 3 doubles in the game tonight. Murphy at 271, 3 homers and 24 runs batted in. 5-game hitting streak coming into this at bat, hitting at .417. This originally a Red Sox first-round pick back in 2003. Appeared in a total of 23 games for the Red Sox in 2006. And 2007 drives this deep and far to right. Drew going back at the wall to make the catch. Deep drive for Murphy, but he is out number 2 of the inning.
We've seen a couple out in that direction tonight that looked like they had a chance, but not quite enough. This ball hit very well by Murphy, but JD still has a couple of feet before he gets to that wall.
Two outs in the 9th inning. Guerrero at first base and Nelson Cruz the batter. He's had a good night tonight too. 3 hits, 3 runs batted in. In the air to shallow left center. It'll be Cameron who takes over and makes the catch as the Red Sox come to bat in the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 5. Big first inning for the Texas Rangers. They scored 6 times. Part of it was a 2-run single for Nelson Cruz. Benji Molina would hit a 2-run home run off Tim Wakefield as part of the 6-run first inning. His first home run in a Rangers uniform. All the runs scored by the Red Sox have come via the solo shot, and the first one was J.D. Drews. Back in the 4th inning to get the Red Sox on the board. Bill Hall would also homer in the 7th, but Texas scoring early and often. We've got a 7-2 lead into the bottom of the 9th. Alexi Ogando into the game, his 13th appearance. 3-0 with a 0.57 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 154 against Ogando. Daniel Nava with a swing and a miss. 98 on the fastball. If you're not impressed by 98 there, you will be impressed by Neftali Feliz, who has been incredible since taking over as the closer for the Texas Rangers. He is warming up in the pen. An all-star this year. Pitch outside, 1-1 to Nava. Mike Cameron, Bill Hall expected here in the 9th. Down and in for ball 2. Don't forget, after the game, stay with us for Granite City Electric Red Sox final. Coming up from our Nesson HD Television Center. Jim Rice, Tom Caron, ready to go. Two and one the count to Nava. He was walked, singled, and flied out. Ahead in the count, 3-1. Gondo has allowed 1 run in 15 2/3 innings in 12 games since coming up from Oklahoma City. He was called up on June 12th. There's a strike, full count, 3-2. Left-handed batters against him are just 1 for 15 with 067. As Nava leads it off here in the 9th.
Well, so far he's shown a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and 89-mile-an-hour changeup.
Downstairs, ball 4. He walks the first batter that he faces in the 9th.
Play of the game is brought to you by Aspen Dental. Let us help you find your smile. And way back in the first inning, Benji Molina with a 2-run home run, his first in the Texas Ranger uniform.
Nava at first base to begin the 9th inning. Mike Cameron, the batter. Swing and a miss, 97 and by him. Gondo has seen action at 3 different levels this year. Pitched in 18 games, 3 starts for Frisco at AA. Then went to Oklahoma City. Now moving up to the majors very quickly for Texas. Starting his major league career with 11 scoreless innings. In there for a strikeout, it's 1-2.
The crowd didn't like it, but it looked like to be a good pitch.
Breaking ball for strike 3, and Cameron just looks at it and strikes out for the first out of the 9th.
First time he's gone to the slider, and Mike Cameron just freezes at home plate watching the slider go by. Fastball, changeup, slider from Oganda.
1 out, 1 on for Bill Hall. And the home run is last time up in the 7th inning. Solo shot, his 8th of the year. There's strike 1 over the outside corner. Darren Oliver, incidentally, went an inning and a third, retired all 4 batters he faced, had 2 strikeouts. And the final out of the 7th, and then all of the Red Sox in the 8th. Saw Ryan Shealy waiting on deck. Looks like he will pinch hit for Cash. Lined into center field. Base hit for Hall. Nava stops at second, and the Red Sox trying to get something going here in the 9th.
Well, Hall's good night continues. The home run last time up in the 7th inning, and now takes a down and in fastball and shoots it over the head of Kinsler at second base for the base hit.
Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, out to talk here as Ryan Sheely will be pinch hitting for Kevin Cash.
You can now follow Heidi, TC, and the rest of your favorite NESN personalities all in one place at NESN.com/Twitter. Check it out today and get the latest news from NESN's team, 140 characters at a time.
So 2 on, 1 away in the ninth. And Ryan Sheely, who appeared in his first game for the Red Sox last Friday night as a defensive replacement at first base, selected to the Major League roster on July the 7th, signed by the Red Sox after being released by the Tampa Bay Rays. That's for Kevin Cash, who had been 0 for 2 with a walk. Sheely this year combining for 66 games at AAA between the Pawtucket Red Sox and Tampa Bay's Durham affiliate. Two and 0. .165 Major League games, 19 career home runs for Sheely. Marco Scutaro on deck, 1 out in the ninth. Foul down the right field line, 2-1, and 99 on the fastball from Ogando. Outside, 3-1. A walk to Nava. Cameron struck out. Hall with a single. 2 on, 1 out in the ninth. The Red Sox get a little closer. Natali Feliz is ready. Sheely. Foul back. Full count now. Major League time for Sheely with Colorado in 2005, 2006. Kansas City 2006 through 2008. Pinch hitting in the ninth. Swing and a miss. They elevated 98. Sheely chases and strikes out. 2 down in the ninth.
Awfully tough to lay off a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, but this one may have been out of the zone high. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ogando.
2 down, 2 on. And here's Marco Scutaro. 0 for 4 from the top spot in the Red Sox order. 4 flyouts. And that's strike 1 to Scutaro. Seven runs, 12 hits, no errors for Texas. 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error for Boston. 20th pitch of the inning for Ogando. And it's strike 2. He's got back-to-back sliders on Scutaro, and he's down 0-2.
Now you're up there looking for that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and he drops 2 sliders on you.
Scutaro fouls it off. 98 on the fastball, and it's still 0-2. Scudero surveys the bat, make sure he didn't fracture it. They lean out to talk to Agondo. Red Sox and Rangers play game 2 of the series. It is Felix Dubront here tomorrow night, 1-1 against Colby Lewis, who's 8-5 with a 3.33. To the count to Marco Scudero. It's up high, 1-2. Rangers dropped 4 games in a row before the break, trying to get back to their winning ways. So a 4.5 game lead atop the American League West, even with those 4 straight losses. Outside, 2-2. Missed with the slider that time. Full count. Scudero had been down 0-2. But a full count now, 2 outs in the ninth. The rally caps in full force. (3-2) to Scudero. In there for strike 3. Strikes out Marco Scudero and the side, as it turns out, in the ninth, as the Red Sox drop game 1 of this series to the Texas Rangers 7-2. And Jerry, this one was tough right out of the gate as the Rangers put 6 on the board in the first inning against Tim Wakefield.
Yeah, they pretty much put it away early in this game. 6 runs in the first inning. Tim just didn't have it tonight, and the Ranger hitters were very aggressive against him, scoring a bunch of runs early. The bullpen was very good for the Red Sox. They couldn't do much with Hunter tonight. Just a couple of solo home runs and a clear-cut Texas victory.
7-2, the Rangers win it. We're back with more after this.